Hi guys, this is LuwseCrochet. Welcome back again to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing us a tutorial on how to make this oversized crochet round neck for men or for unisex, in any way you want it to be. And then in this tutorial I'm going to be using a 4mm hook, 4.0mm hook. I'm going to be needing my yarn. This is the yarn that is available in my country, although we have different sizes of it, but this is what I'm going to be using, and it is 40 gram weight yarn. Then I'm going to be using 2 strands of it, and then we are going to be needing a measuring tape, and as well we are going to be needing a stitch marker to stitch mark at our work, and then a pair of scissors. Now to get started, I want the length of my shirt to be like 27 or 26, so that as a lady we can as well use it for maybe like a mini gown. So now, and then I want it to be oversized. Yes, I want an oversized round neck that it's going to be big. Now for the breadth of it, that is the body size, I make it to be, this is 24, that means we are having 48 for the body size. And currently I'm having like 17 plus for the length. So now I'm going to teach us how I come to this part. Now getting a millimeter hook. Now getting iron, you are going to go first. Now make sure that in any size, you might make yours not to be oversized like mine, but what the goal of my own is to make it an oversized shirt. So first thing first, we are going to be having our chain. So make sure that the number of chain you do is going to be multiplied by 3. If you are doing, for my shirt, I make 210 chains, 210 chains, and if you divide it by 3, we are going to be having 70 of it. So whatever sizes you are going to be making, make sure that it is multiplied by 3. It is multiplied by 3. Make sure that 3 can go in it. And then this is why let's make for a starter. For me, I make 210 chain, so you can go ahead and make up chain, but for here I'm going to show you how I make it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I'm just going to show us how I make mine. So I just did 30 chains, and then we are going to make a slip stitch into the first chain. Make sure that once you are making your chain, that your chain doesn't twist, because if it twists, it's going to affect it and you won't be able to lose it because you've already done a lot of work. Now this is it. You are just going to slip stitch into the first chain, and after we've gotten that, and after we've gotten your 210 chain, they are just going to slip stitch like this, and this is what we are going to be having. And we are going to be having round like this, and then for the first row we are going to chain up 4 chain, and after you've gotten 4 chains into the same space, into the same first chain where we make a slip stitch, you are going to go in with another one double crochet. So these 4 chains, the first 3 chains stand as a double crochet, while the chain 1 stand as the middle. So now once we've gotten this, we are going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and into the third chain you are going to make 1 double crochet in it. And after you've gotten 1 double crochet like this, you are going to chain 1 and make another 1 double crochet in the same chain. And this is what we are going to be having. Now once we've gotten that, we are going to skip 2 chains once again, and into the next chain skip 2 chains, into the third chain here make 1 double crochet first, chain 1, and make another double crochet into the same chain right there. And this is where we are going to be having. Now once again you are going to skip 2 chains, into the third chain make 1 double crochet first, chain 1, and into the same chain make another double crochet. So I believe you can get the pattern now. We are just going to be skipping 2 chains, and into the third chain we are going to make 1 double crochet first. After you've gotten 1 double crochet, you chain 1, and then into the same chain where you make the first double crochet you are going to make another double crochet, and that's the pattern. So go on, and then I will meet you at the end of the row. And this is it, you are almost at the end of the row. And then 1 2 3 skip 2 into the third one, make 1 double crochet first, chain 1, and to the same stitch make another 1 double crochet. And this is what we are going to be having. And if you are able to do yours like I did mine, we have 2 chains left, and after that you are going to count 1 2 3 into the 4th chain we first make here. You are going to slip stitch into the 2nd chain right there, and that's what we are going to be having. And this is what we are going to be having. As you can see, that's the pattern. And then to make the 2nd row, once you slip stitch into the 3rd chain right there, you are going to slip stitch into the 4th chain once again, into the chain 1, and then chain of 4 once again. Remember the chain 3 stands as 1 double crochet, and the chain 1 in between it, that's the 4th chain, and then you are going to make another 1 double crochet in it. And then you are going to skip over all this, and into the chain 1 make 1 double crochet, you chain 1 once again, and into this place once again make another 1 double crochet. So that's just the pattern. Then you skip over all these 2 double crochets once again, and into the chain 1 you are going to make 1 double crochet first, you chain 1, and then into this chain 1 make another 1 double crochet. And that's the pattern. You continue doing this till you have your desired length before you get to your, because I want mine to be like, I want it to be like 27 or so. So I make 25 rows of this, and 25 rows is giving me 17 inches already without stretching. Can you see that we are almost done with our shirt without stretching? Imagine, it's even more than 17, it's like 17 and a half. So now, and I just want the arm part there to be like, I want the arm part to be like, let's say 9 or 10. So now I think our armhole, we are just going to measure like 9 of it. So now once you have your desired length like I did for mine, we are not going to go into the middle. We are going to, now for my own is 210, and then I have 70 of this. I have 70 of this mesh pattern. I have 70 of it, each one 1 2 3, so I have 70. I just split it into 2, that's 35. So that means 35 for the front and 35 for the back. So first thing first, I'm just going to make the first 35 for the back part. I've split it, and then I will continue making this till I reach where I stitch mark, and where I stitch mark is the 35 stitch. So I will meet you back once again and tell you how many rows I'm going to do to give me my desired length before I make the neck part. So now this is what I'm having 2 stitches left, and then we just do it like this, and then this is the last one for this part. I'm just going to remove the stitch mark right here, and into the last one for here make another of the pattern. And once I've gotten this, I'm going to turn my work, and to turn my work I'm just going to slip stitch into the chain 1. Yes, into the chain 1 part of it, and then I'm going to chain 4, just as we've been doing whenever we wanted to start another part. So, and then into the same chain 1 space, I'm going to make another 1 double crochet, and this is what I'm going to be having. So I'm just going to continue, and then I will show you how many rows I did. So this part here, sorry about the background noise. So I'm just going to, so this is going to be the space is going to be the arm part, and then I'm going to continue doing this, and then I will tell you how many rows I did to before I get to the neck part. Remember, we are doing the back part for now, and then I'm just going to tell you how many rows I did. So now this is what I have. I realize we have to first do the front part first before I do the back part. So now I'm currently having this is, apart from this one, I'm having seven rows. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, apart from this one. So measuring it, remember I said that we want our shirt to be like, we want the arm part to be like, let's say 9 or close to 9. So currently we are having 6 for the 7 row, or almost 6 years, almost 6. Now what we are just going to do is, for the front part, once I get to the 7th row, then I'm going to get my stitch marker. We have 35, so 35 into 2, we are going to be having 17. So let's count it now. Let's count it from here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17, and this is 17. So this is going to be the 18th one, which is going to be our middle. So this part is going to be the middle part. And now this is what I got. Now I decided that, okay, let's make the round neck part. Then I count two stitches from this other part and 2 from here, and then measuring it now, I'm having 3.5 inches, which is exactly what I needed. So this is just what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be making a decrease. I'm going to be making decrease. So for the 8th row, I started doing normal rows, and once I started doing normal rows for, I started doing normal mesh stitch for, let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. I did 14 stitches of it. And now for the 15th one, I'm going to decrease, and then I'm going to go into the 15th one with 1 double crochet, and instead of me chain 1, I will skip the chain 1 part of it, and then I will do another 1 double crochet. Then after I got this, I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to skip these 2 double crochets, and I'm going to go into the next chain 1. I'm going to skip these 2 double crochets and then go into the next chain 1. That means I'm making a decrease. And after I've stitched into the chain 1 part, I'm going to chain up 4 as we've been doing, and then I will do 1 double crochet in it. So we just continue making it normal, and then once we continue normal, and then we go back, and once we are here, and then I'm showing you what we are going to do once. Now this is what I have. Now for this is the 8th now. For the 10th row now, we are going to do the normal stitch as we've been doing, and then for the normal stitch here, and then once we reach the last stitch here, we are just going to do what we did for row 8 here. We are just going to go in with 2 double crochets without the chain 1, and that's the crease here. And then once we turn our work, we are going to skip over from here, and then we are going to go in here, skip over from here and into the chain 1, and then we make a slip stitch into the chain 1. So if you can see it, it's going to be forming somewhat like of a corner something. So now once we slip stitch into it, we are going to chain 4, and then into the chain 1 once again do 1 double crochet, and then this is what we are going to be doing for 2 more rows. We are going to have 2 more rows because we are going to be having 6 decreases and we just have 4 decreases, so we are going to do 2 more rows, and then I will meet you back. So now this is what we are going to be having. We have 6 decreases of 6 rows of decreases, and this is what we are going to be having at the end. And then once we have this, we are just going to chain 1, and then we take our scissors and then we cut over yarn. And now let's measure our arm part. Now this is the armhole, and let's measure what it's going to give us. Now it's giving us 9.5, and it's very perfect for our arm. It's okay for guys and for females as well. Remember, we are making a oversized shirt. So now we are just going to cut over yarn, and for this row, for this front part, we did a total of 13 rows. Let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We did a total of 13 rows. And then to get started on this other part, I'm going to teach us how we are going to do this other part. So remember, this is our middle stitch, and then we are going to be having 2 apart from the middle, so we are going to be having these 2. So at the edge part of here, the edge here, onto the third, we have 4 chains whenever we want to start any of our work. So into the third chain right here is where we are going to be starting our work. So getting our yarn once again. So getting our yarn into the third chain right there, we are going to chain up 4, just as we've been chaining whenever we wanted to start. Okay, into the third chain right there, we are just going to let's say we are going to chain up 1, just to make sure that it's tight into it, and then into the chain 1 space right there, we can make a slip stitch into it right there, and then we are going to chain up 4. Remember, the 3 chains stand as the 1 double crochet, while the chain 1 is for the middle part. And then after we've gotten 4 chains, we are going to make 1 double crochet into it. And after we've gotten 1 double crochet, we are going to skip over and just started doing normal 1 double crochet, chain 1, another 1 double crochet into the chain, into each chain right there, till we reach the middle part where we are going to start our decrease. And this is what we are going to be having. And then we are having from here, we are going to leave out 2 like this. This is the last one. We are having 2 stitches, and then this is the middle part and 2 stitches. So this is the last stitch here. So then we are going to do the first double crochet there. Instead of we chain 1, we are not going to chain 1, and then we are just going to do 1 more double crochet, just as we've done right here, just as we did here is what we are going to do. And for the second row right here, we are just going to skip over, just as we did for this second row is what we are going to do. We are going to turn our work and skip over all this, and then we are going to slip stitch into the chain 1, and then we are going to chain up 4. Remember, the chain 4 stand as 1 double crochet and chain 1, and then into this we are just going to do the double crochet. So we are just going to continue. It's the same thing we did for the first part is what we are going to do for the second part. And for the third row, once again, we're into this chain 1 space. We are just going to go in with 2 double crochet, and then for the fourth row we are going to skip. We are going to go in with, for the third row we are going to go with 2 double crochets without the chain 1, and for the fourth row we are just going to skip over as we skip over for the second part, and then till we reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, till we have 6 rows like this, till we have it like this, and then we are going to chain 1 and then cut over yarn, and then I will tell you how we are going to get the back part. So go ahead and do this, and then I will meet you once you are done with yours as well. And this is where we're having, this is the last one. I will just chain one and then cut off my yarn, and then we'll be sewing this in together later on. And we now have the front part. So what is left for us now is to do the back part, which is going to be quite easier for us since we've gotten the front part. Sorry, I just had to change where I'm doing my video, so but I'm going to get it back soon. Now this is where we are going to be at for the front part. Can you see it now? Yeah. So now for the back part, we are going to turn our work, and then we just continue making normal rows till we reach, let's say like, okay, we are having in total for this front part, we are having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Sorry, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. We are having 13 rows. So let's say we can continue making normal stitch back and forth for like 10 rows, and then once I reach the 13th row, I'm going to show you what I did and what you are going to be doing as well. So to get started for the back part, we are just going to go into this chain one space, take our yarn, 4 chains first, 1 2 3 4, and after we've gotten the 4 chains into the same chain one space, we are going to make another 1 double crochet, and this is where we are going to be at. And then we continue making this till we reach the end of the row, which is right here, and then go back once again, back and forth till we have like 13 rows in total. And once we have 13 rows in total, I'm going to show you also how we are going to make the decreases. So it's going to be the same for, it's going to be similar to the front part, but a little bit different. So I will meet you once again once you are done with 10 rows, or how many rows you want to do for your own back. Now this is what we are going to be having for the back part. I did 10 rows, as I've said. Remember, for the front part we did 13 rows. Now this is the back part that I've completed. Can you see? I've already sewed this in. Once I reach the 10th row, I just chain one, then I cut off the yarn. Instead of me going like this because we wanted to make the decrease, I just come to the 13th stitch here, and then I make it normal as we've been doing. So now I'm going to teach you how we are going to do it. So now once you get to your 10th row, you can just chain one and cut off your yarn, and then we are going to turn our, okay, we are not going to turn our work, we are just going to go like this. Now if you look at this particular, the front part, we have 1 2 3. This is the 10th row for the front part, and this is the 3 rows is also a decrease rows. This is the 10th row for the front part, and we have 13 rows in total, so we are having 3 rows left. Now this is how we are going to be doing it. We are just going to count the number of the stitch we make for the 11th row, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. See it here, we have 13 stitches. And now on our back part here, we are just going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. And on this 13 row, we are just going to come up with our yarn, and then in there we are first going to make a slip stitch like this, and then we chain up 4. The slip stitch can stand as one chain as well. So once we have 4 chains, we are just going to go into it once again, and we make 1 double crochet. Remember, 3 chains out of the 4 chains we make stand as 1 double crochet, and the chain 1 is for the middle part. And once we have this, we are just going to continue the normal stitch till we reach the end of the row. and then we go back. I will teach you what you are going to do once we reach here. This is what we have after I come like this, and this is what we are going to be having into the second to the last row right here. And then into this first row where we did here, into this first chain where we did here, into these two, we are just going to go in with 2 double crochets without the chain 1, 2 double crochets without chain 1, and that's our decrease. Now for the last row, which is the 13th row, we are going to turn our work like this, and once we turn our work, just as we've been making the decrease, we are going to skip these two double crochets, and then into the middle, which is the chain 1, we are going to make a slip stitch. And once we have the slip stitch, we are just going to chain up 4. Once we chain up 4, we are going to do another 1 double crochet to it, and like this is all. And if you check the back, the front part also, we are going to be having the same thing. And see, this is what we are having as well, and this is what we are going to be having for the second part also. So now we are just going to continue making normal rows till we reach the end of it, where we are going to sew the front part and the back part together. I will meet you once again. This is what we have once we reach the end of the row. And now to sew this in together, we are going to turn our work to the wrong side like this, and then once we have the wrong side, we are going to chain 1. And once we've chained 1 like this, we are going to go into this first double crochet right here, and then into this first double crochet right here also, we are going to start making a slip stitch, and then into the chain 1 right there, chain 1 in the middle, and into this chain 1 also, going to make a slip stitch into the double crochet, and into the double crochet right here, another slip stitch, and this is how we are going to sew it in. And after we are done sewing it in, then we are going to start doing our arm parts. Now this is, I have already did one arm part. As you can see, it's looking good. Now this is how we are going to start the second arm part. We are going to go into the middle right here, the middle of the arm, the one we skipped here. We can just go into this double crochet. Yes, we can go into this double crochet. You are going to get a yarn. You are going to chain up 4 as we've been doing. We chain up 4. And after we've gotten 4 chains, the 3 chains stands as 1 double crochet, while the chain 1 is for the middle. Then we are going to go into the double crochet once again and make the pattern, and that's it. And we are going to skip over from the middle right here into the sides. We are having into the middle, we are having we are having 13 rows for the arm parts. So for each row, we are going to be going it with the pattern. That is 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and then another double crochet into the same space like this, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. Can you see? And into the next row right here, we are going to go in with 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet into the same space, and that's how we are going to continue around till we reach the other part, till we reach the end of the row. Now this is where we are currently. We are almost at the middle where we joined the both parts together, and this is the last one right here before we get to the chain. So we are just going to go in with 1 double crochet, chain 1 and another 1 double crochet into the same space, and then we are going to skip over this, the place where we join. We are not going to touch anything there, and just go into the next into the first row, the first row for the back part or the front part, and then we do as we've been doing, and then continue doing this, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row, and then we are going to do row 2, and then continue like that. And now I'm almost at the end of the row right here. We are close to the second to the last row here, and for the last row here is this. We are just going to make the normal thing we've been doing, and this is where we are at the end of it. And then we are going to slip stitch into the third chain here, into the third chain, make a slip stitch. Now once we get that, to start our row 2, we are going to slip stitch into the chain 1 right there, into the chain 1, make 1 slip stitch, and then we are going to, after we've slip stitch into the chain 1, we are going to chain up 4, 2, 3, 4, and then into the same chain 1, make 1 double crochet. Now after we've gotten this, we are just going to go into the chain 1 of it and started making 1 double crochet chain 1, 1 double crochet chain 1 till we reach the end of the row, where we are going to make a slip stitch once again. Just continue doing this around it till we reach here, and then we are going to join row 2 together. Now we are at the end of it right now. This is the last part of it, and then once we have this, I'm going to go into the third chain. I'm going to make a slip stitch, and now to start row 3, we are going to, from row 3 and straight, we are going to be making a decrease. Now for row 3, we are going to be decreasing this out of it. Now to make a decrease, we are just going to skip over this. You are not going to, instead of we slip stitching into the chain 2, we are going to slip stitch. We are going to move this and slip stitch into the chain 1 on the second pattern right here. Instead of we slip stitching into this, no, we are going to move over from here, and into the chain 1 right here. We are going to make a slip stitch like this, and that's how we make a decrease. Now we are just going to chain up 4, and then do the normal pattern. This is how we are just going to continue doing this till we reach the end of row 3, and then once we start row 4, we are going to make another decrease, and then I'll meet you once again. Now this is the end of row 3. We are just going to make a slip stitch once again into the third chain, and into the middle, another slip stitch, and then we just chain 4, and then continue making this till we are almost at the middle, which is where we sew this in together, where we sew the part together. Yes, right there. This is the back side. And so once we are a little bit almost there, this is where we are going to be making our decreases. So from row 4 to row 10, which is our last row, we are going to be making decreases. We are almost at the middle part. This is the middle. This is the one. This is the two stitches that are by the middle, that are in the middle. So now we are going to make a decrease right there. We are going to yarn over normal, and then into the chain 1, we are going to pull up the loop, and then instead of we doing it like this, no, we are not going to do like that. After we pull up the loop into the second chain, into the next chain here, into this next row, we are going to pull up another loop, and now we are just going to yarn over. We are just going to yarn over like this, and then do 1 double crochet, and that's how we are going to be making the decrease, and then chain 1 and into here, make it, and that's row 4 where we make our decrease. Now for row 5, we are going to make normal rows, and for row 6 we are going to make a decrease once again. I'll meet you by row 6 where we are going to make another decrease, and this is how we are going to be doing row like we did do the row 4 with a decrease, row 5 will be without a decrease, row 6 will be a decrease row 7 will be without decrease, row 8 will be a decrease, row 9 without decrease, and row 10 with a decrease, and that's all. Now this is our 6th row. Remember we made a decrease here, and then for row 5 we make normal rows. Now for our 6th row, this is where we are going to do. This is the row where we make the decrease. We make the decrease here and here. So for row 6 we are still going to continue right there. And then once now this is where we are going to do. This is the part where we make a decrease. We make a decrease on here, and then we are going to make another one just as we did. This is the 6th row. We are just going to go into this chain 1, pull up it like this, and then without us yarning over into the next part, into the next section right here, we are just going to pull it up like this once again, and then we make 1 double crochet, and this is how we make it. And then we just chain 1, and into this same part here, make 1 double crochet, and then we just continue making it. And once we reach row 7, once we reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once we reach row 7, in between here we are just going to make normal. And for row 8, once again we are going to make a decrease. Row 9, no decrease, and row 10, that's our last row. Then we are going to make a decrease. I'm going to meet you back once I'm at row 10. This is what I have after I did 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for the last row, which is the 10th row, I make the last decrease right here. So now after I just make the 10 row, after I slip stitch into the chain 3, I just started doing 1 single crochet around it, just like this. I'm almost done with the single crochet. And after I'm done with the single crochet, that means we are done with the arm part, and we are now going to move to our neck part, and then we are done with our top. That's the end of it. Now this is the last row right here, and that's it. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet I made like this, and then chain 1. Then we take our scissors to cut off our yarn. And that's all we have here. And this is what we are having for the arm part. If you can measure it on your own, you will realize, or you can actually, I wear it on my body to know that it's going to fit very well, and it fits well. So now for our neck part, this is what we are going to be doing. This is our front part. We are just going to turn our work to our back side, to the back side of our round neck, and then into this corner part right here, into this last double crochet right here. Let me try and zoom in. Okay, I don't want to zoom in much like that, so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing clearly. Sorry, it's kind of dark here. Now after we've gotten the corner part here, which is the last double crochet where we made the chain for the chain 1 here, into the back side, yes, the corner part there, we are just going to get our yarn as we've been doing. Once you get our yarn, chain 1, and then make 1 single crochet like this. After we've gotten 1 single crochet into this part, into this place, into this double crochet, we are going to make 1 single crochet. And after we've gotten that, we should have a corner part right here in between the first row and the second row. Yes, in between the first row and the second row, just find somewhere right there, or better still, if you can find the corner right there, just make 1 single crochet. And if you are unable to find the corner right there into the first row, you can make 2 single crochets. If you're unable to find it like mine, just make it 2 single crochets, and then you are going to move from row 1 to row 2, and into the row 2 make 1 single crochet, and if you are able to find the corner part, just to make 1 single crochet into the corner. And if you are unable to find one corner, then just make 2 single crochet into the row 2, and now that's it. Into the third row here, 1 single crochet, and this is where we now join together. Just find the loop there, make 1 single crochet. Now I want our neck to be firm. I don't want it to be loose at all, because remember we are making a round neck. So I'm just, after we've gotten 1 single crochet into this part, I'm just going to skip over. I'm not going to go into here. I'm just going to go in between this 1 single crochet. Into the first row right there, I will make 1 single crochet, and into the corner part between into the corner between row 1 and row 2, I will make 1 single crochet, just like that. And into the second row, I will make 1 single crochet also, and into the corner. So I don't have any corner part for the between the second row and the third row, so I'm just going to make 2 single crochets in the second row right there, and into the third row 1 single crochet, and there is a corner here, so I have a corner where I can make 1 single crochet here, so just going with 1 single crochet. And into the fourth row here, we are going to make 2 single crochet because I'm unable to find the corner part. And into the how many row? 1 2 3 4. Into the fifth row here, 1 single crochet, and then into the corner part here, we are going to go in with 1 single crochet, and into the, I think, sixth row, yes, into the sixth row right here, we are going to go in with 2 double crochets. Okay, because there is no corner here, just go in with that 2 double crochets and jump into the first double crochet right here. Now we are here. Now into this double crochet, now we are going to be doing something quite a little bit different here. We are not going to, into this chain 1, which is the middle of each double crochet, we are not going to be making a single crochet in there. Into this chain 1, we are going to be skipping it. We are just going to go into the next double crochet. So for this part, we are just going to go into the double crochet. We are not going to do anything to the chain 1. So just go into the double crochet with a single crochet all the way till we reach should we call it the corner patterns again. And now lastly for here, this is the last double crochet right here, and then into this part here, we are just going to go in with 1 single crochet, and then into the corner part we are going to do 1 single crochet, and into this chain 2 here, there is no corner part here, we are just going to go in with 2 single crochets, and into the third chain, into the third row, we are going to go in with 1 single crochet, and into the corner part going with another 1 single crochet. So fourth row, 2 single crochet, the fifth, 1 single crochet right here, and in between this and this, into the space here, you will be able to go in there. So this is how we are going to go, and after we do it like this, then we reach the end of the row. We are just going to make a slip stitch into the first single crochet to make, and then we are going to go for row 2. We are going to turn our work, go round and round till we have our desired length, and then I will tell you how many rows I did. Now this is what I got. I tried this on my body, and guys, the neck is very fair and it looks pretty good on me. And now this is, I only did 4 rows of the single crochets, and we are done with the round neck. And then you can just go ahead and just do single crochets for the lower part as well, and that's how we are going to make our shirts. And make sure that your length, if possible, if you are making it for a man, make sure that you are using, maybe you can just get maybe a big T and then measure it, because I feel like my length is not that enough for a taller guy. So make sure that you don't do the same mistakes as me. So I think I'm just going to make 1 or 2 changes to it for the length. So, and that's just how it's going to be. Love you. Bye bye. Kindly share, comment and like my video. I love you.